All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Urban Network podcast. I'm here with Phil Geffner, and he's the owner and founder of Escape from New York Pizza here on Northwest 23rd Avenue in Portland, Oregon. Phil, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It'll be fun.
Yeah, this is this place has a special place in my heart as well as many other Portlanders and people who I've visited. I was born and raised in Portland, so I came here as I grew up with my family and with friends, and I've gone on dates here, and I've had just countless experiences having like some of the best pizza in Portland. Probably hands down the best pizza in Portland, actually.
Everybody's got an opinion. There's no such thing as the best. People like different things, and that's how it is. Like, we make it how I like it the best. It's the best for me because it's exactly how I want it. Now, other people are going to like other things, so nothing's ever the best. But we use the best products that we could get for what we have. This is like New York pizza. It's not a health food, but it's healthy for what it is. We use a whole milk mozzarella cheese, which is one cheese. Like, five cheese doesn't make things better. The best cheese is a whole milk mozzarella. So it's like if you put five cheeses on it, doesn't make it better or more classy or whatever. The best cheese is a whole milk mozzarella, and that's what makes it a New York pizza. It's not a blend. And then the sauce, well, we cook the sauce for like all day, 10, 11 hours. And you got to put the sauce on cold on a pizza. So you got to refrigerate it and get it cold. Now, most places, they don't cook sauce because it's a lot of work. They just take some sauce and put some spices in it, keep it cold, and then put it on the pie, on the skin, and that's a lot easier. But it doesn't put the ingredients into the sauce as well, and it doesn't taste as good. So we put the effort in, and we make it as best as we can for how we make it. And it's a New York pizza, and it's simple, and it's really good. But other people are gonna like other things better, and that's how it is.
Well, it's definitely my favorite. And you make the dough and the sauce each morning, right? Everything's fresh, made every day.
Yeah, you just went in the back there, and so Matt, he's making the dough every day. We make the sauce, and we cut the cheese every day, the home of mozzarella cheese. And we keep it good, and we work at keeping it good the best we can. And things vary, like, the temperature varies, humidity varies, how much water you put in the to make dough, or the how much it rises. You got to watch out for. So it varies, and you got to have people that know what they're doing. And we don't have a lot of turnover here, so people stay. Like, a lot of people here 25, 30 years, so they know what they're doing, as opposed to someone coming and going every 6 months, where there's no continuity and people don't know what they're doing. So that keeps the product really solid too, and it keeps it good.
Nice. And so it was founded in 1983, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about like what inspired you to start Escape from New York Pizza.
Well, that's kind of a long story. I came from New York, and I wasn't planning to open a pizza place. It was just like there was nothing to eat here in 1983. It was there was no pizza by the slice. They had a Judy's hot dog cart where you get a hot dog, but otherwise you couldn't just pick up something and eat on the run. There was no such thing as it. And then there was a real cleavage with like what people, what groups do what. There were the punk kids, they ate somewhere, and the rich people ate somewhere, the poor people ate somewhere. There was no place where everybody ate. And that really stood out coming from New York. It's like, people are just so separated, and they're not eating the same thing. And pizza's like a love food. It's a circle. People share it, and there's nothing like it here. And it was like, and in New York, you just grow up with it and go, okay, this is crazy. So if they're not going to do it, at least for my friends, we'll have something to eat, because there's nothing to eat here, and the pizza's really bad. So, and it's come a long way, to be fair, since we opened in '83, being the first pizza by the slice. Now there's a lot of places that, they're different and they're good, and they have different kinds of pizza, and they could be really good, but really different. It's not like one's bad and one's great. It's just, different pizzas with different flavors for different people.
So what impact do the cooks here have on the menu? Is
The
there,
impact the cooks have,
yeah.
well, the impact they have on the pizza is, it's like, there's a certain way to make pizza, and and it's a range, and there's certain techniques that work for different people, and people develop their own techniques. And somebody new, they learn from a few different people that have been here like 20 years, and they take something from each one, and then they get their own little unique style, even though the thing is consistent. With people that know different cooks have different little styles, and the pizza's a little different. But the ingredients, as far as the ingredients goes, we always put the same stuff in the sauce. We always make the dough the same way, and we cut the cheese the same way. But they're all like organic products, so it's like, you know, cheese is from a cow, so, you know, there's more moisture in it sometimes than others, you know, flowers from the fields, and, you know, that changes. So, you know, it's living products that change, and the cooks, they, you know, everything isn't measured out and done like that. It's just like done by eye. So there's little variations between the cooks, and you know, some, you know, some cook it a little different than others, but it's always comes out pretty similar. That people just come and eat in here, you can't really see the difference as much.
Yeah. I did notice that there was like a cook's choice in terms of like different pies that are made
Yeah.
like throughout the week
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Well, that's another thing people used to know, that they don't like. Every day there's a special, like, you know, we have all your cheese and pepperoni, and like and then cook's choice is like a third one, like on Monday, and then on Tuesday we have mushroom, Wednesday we have veggie, Thursday mushroom olive, Friday olive, and then Saturday it's cook's choice. And cook's choice is like the cooks are cooking. They got the ingredients, which are pretty basic. We don't get way out there with the ingredients, and they can make you know, what they want to make with the cook's choice. So it changes in the course of the day. We always have a vegetarian and a meat one. It always changes, and they have, you know, power over what they want to put on it. You know, they have different ideas.
Yeah, and one thing that I respect about this pizza place is, um, you refuse to like sell ranch, right? Or the last time I checked.
Yeah, we don't do that. But the thing about just things in general, like, you're starting a business, it reflects like who you are, what you do. I mean, that's the one thing you get out of it. Like, running a business isn't easy, but it's like you got to have some kind of degree of, like, you know, what you think is right and wrong. And ranch dressing is just wrong because it doesn't belong on pizza. You got to put on a salad. You want to put it somewhere up your butt. I don't care, but it don't belong on pizza. So people want it every day, but we don't have it, you know. So we even made a sticker, ranch free since '83, and put it out there. They go, "Oh, your ranch is free since '83." I go, "No, we don't have that's what we're saying. We don't have it." Anyway, people really want it, and to me, it's disgusting on pizza. So we don't have it. Now there's places that have it because they give people whatever they want. Well, that's not really our theory of business. It's like, if you give people everything you want, what you end up with is nothing, because you don't have any moral platform to stand on. Like, there's some things that aren't good and some things that are good, and that's what you represent. Ranch dressing bad on pizza.
Yeah, and you're in the business of making the best pizza possible.
Yeah, and if people don't like it and they like something else, that's fine. If they don't like an attitude, that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. But if you try to please everybody, you got a lot of white bread with nothing on it, you know, so it's not good.
Yeah. You know, you were showing me around the restaurant and your kitchen before we sat down to film. And you know, one thing that that was really cool is like how you treat your employees. You know, you'll take them on vacations like every 5 years. Now more than ever, there's like a great resignation going on. You know, it's more important than ever to make sure that your employees have a great atmosphere as well as your customers. What do you think that you do to make sure that your cooks and your staff are happy and enjoy the atmosphere and working here?
I mean, we're all in it together. I mean, you can't run a place where it's you against them, because it doesn't last long. You're gonna go to work and it's gonna suck, and you don't want to do that. So you got to try to make it as fun as you can. Now, day to day, people come in. Some people are hard. You got your hardships anyway, just working, and it's like you don't got to make it harder. And the idea is to make it easier, because these jobs aren't easy. Like, people think like, look, I'm a rocket science coming in here, I'm ordering a slice. Well, they don't even know how to order a slice, some of these people. It's like, but when you're like working behind a counter, you have a million things on your mind. You see where they are, what they want. You want to move a line. You got to make it work. You got to go You got to go do the math, figure it out, give them change. They're fuddling around. You got to facilitate their activities. And then there's a phone coming on, and then someone's ordering a pizza, and you got to go, deal with that. And there's a lot of input coming in, and there's a lot going on. And it is a hard job, and people don't realize it now. When you're making pizza, it's like, you're making pizza every 5 minutes. You make pizza on the counter for here. How long on two pies? It's like it's coming at you at a frantic rate, and people don't realize how hard it is. And people come in and they look down on people that are working because like they got some kind of better job in their mind, like they're a doctor or something, putting their finger up butts or something, and they think that job's so good. Well, you break that job down, I think it's terrible. You break down a lawyer job, it's terrible. This stuff, you can have some fun with it, but it's not like a mindless job. You got to track a lot of things, and you got to have a personality. You can't be like a dud, and you got to know what's going on in the world because people ask it, and people like saying things to you. You got to understand. You got to be on it, and you got to be on full time doing it. So it's a hard job, so it's got to be respected and taken care of. Otherwise, you're missing something. Running the place, and people coming in and missing something, treating people bad. So I mean, I realized that when we first, from the beginning, because I grew up with crappy jobs all the time with crappy bosses, and you just don't want to be like that, So, I mean, you work out in the world enough, and you know that. So you try your best, And saying that, you got limited resources and unlimited wants, and you got to go make it all work, So we take people on trips every few years, New York, Hawaii. Try to pay them good, try to give people health insurance, give them vacations, do the best we can. But it comes back to you, Otherwise, what do you got? What are you doing? It's a big system that you got to make work. So.
Yeah, no, life, work, it's all hard. So it means a lot that, you're able to like provide, I don't know, just like some extra benefits to your employees. Like Dave, he said he's been, working on and off here since you guys were since the restaurant started over 30 years ago. Yeah.
We got Gary too. There's a lot of people like that still, but nobody plans on that. Like I don't plan on being here 38 years later when I was 28 to begin with. Like I got 2-3 years. It takes on its own life force. And you get older, and you don't think you're going to get older when you're younger. Yeah. There's a lot of things and it turns out people used to work in corporations and stay with them, and now those corporations have no loyalty to their employees, so they're moving out. But my generation, that was like a job that you were securing. So here, I had a secure job. I didn't think of it like that, but it became that, over the years. That's what that is.
Did you make a lot of pizza growing up prior to starting a pizza place?
Yeah, I knew all the pizza people in New York, that I went to. It was always, but we started everything was different when we first came out here because it's all right, they had a whole system of where you get everything from. Here, they didn't even have the ingredients, the thing, and you had to figure out where to get ingredients, where to make things, how to make it, how to get substitutes for what you had, how much to charge. I mean, you're starting from scratch because it's not doing like you're doing. So it was a whole new beginning, and then I went back and forth to New York and stuff, and figured stuff out. And then I had a partner, and that was good. So it's all good.
Nice. And what made you decide to come to Portland? Why Portland from New York?
Well, that's a whole other thing. I was with this friend of mine, this woman. She was from Harlem, and she goes, "Let's get out of here." So we started hitchhiking. So she had a sister that was up here in Portland, but I wanted to kind of go to Arizona because it was sunny. So I was going to Arizona. I stopped off in San Francisco, and then she called me, goes, "You're really gonna like it up here." So I came up here, and it was cool. And then she didn't like it, so she moved back to New York, and I was out here going, "Oh boy!" And then one thing led to another.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you made it here. I'll be coming here for as long as it's open. Just having so many memories here and having some of the most delicious pizza I think you'll ever taste, especially if you like New York style.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, people like what they like. I really, really like it, and nobody hates it. But there's people that like places better. That's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. We are who we are, and that's it. You got to be secure in who you are, and that goes with the food you make. Like if you're secure with who you are, you can be secure with the food you make, and that's how we are. But it's always a work in progress because we have 20 people working here, and people got to get on the same page. And, things happen, product happens, different. They change things. Like keeping things the same is a lot harder than it seems because things that come in are always changing. So you got to adapt and redo it and get it back to square one, which is a lot harder than changing all the time, ironically. So that's a work in progress all the time.
Definitely. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on the podcast today. Is there anything else that you might want to say to the listeners or viewers?
Well, good luck out there. It's a jungle.
Thank you. And everyone, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.
See you later.